Hi, my name is Amity Gilmour and welcome back to my life. Alright, let's talk. Alright, we need to catch up. First of all, some backstory. So as you guys know, in January this year, I played my first festival, which was so cool. If you want to watch the vlog, I'll link it up there. But the day I left for the Tamworth Country Music Festival, I was sick. And when I was at the Tamworth Country Music Festival, I was running on adrenaline. I was trying to get through. I got home from the music festival even sicker, and a decrease in my health started to occur, resulting in me ending up in hospital every 2 weeks with severe blockages. Today I just got out of hospital last minute because they weren't 100% sure whether they wanted to discharge me, but knew they needed to discharge me in order for me to get to my appointment, which was literally in the same building, but policies and all that kind of stuff, being an inpatient and going to the outpatient clinic and all that kind of stuff, I needed to be an outpatient in order to do this appointment that's really going to help me long term. This last hospital stay was quite a big one because it came about with a quite severe complication that happened. I'm not going to go into detail. Let's just say it was not good and it was emergency worthy, to the point that I had to go into acute care in emergency when I first got there, and my obs were looking awful and I was put on ward extremely quickly, which in Australia is unheard of, unless of course it is serious. I'm gonna go to bed and I'll see you tomorrow morning for our appointment. Today is the day of my appointment, but that's not exactly what this video is about. I have always preached from my channel about living life to the fullest, and last year living life to the fullest looked different to the year before, and that year looked different to the year before that, and this year looks different to all of those years. Do I still believe in living life to the fullest? Yes, I do. But what does living life to the fullest really mean? I think that idea has evolved over time. I know that I always knew that living life to the fullest looks different from person to person. And I also knew that living life to the fullest looks different for the same person at different times. But I don't think I had quite grasped or experienced that to a large degree until the last couple of months. Unfortunately, since the end of January, my health has taken a huge nosedive, and by huge nosedive I really mean huge nosedive because I have been admitted to hospital every 2 weeks so far. Change of scenery. My intestinal motility is really starting to stop, to the point that this hospital stay we are edging on losing it completely. It's interesting because at the time that my health took a nosedive was around the same time that my music career has just started to take off, and it is a dream I've had my whole entire life. And I was so ambitious, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna like release this song, and then we're gonna like maybe lay down the track to a tour, and like it's gonna be great and it's gonna be wonderful. But in reality, I am gonna release my song, but if I do tour, it will be very limited, and I am going to have to adapt even more. Today this appointment is really going to help because it's going to be a step forward of how to adapt, because I've chosen that I want to adapt as much as I can so I can achieve this goal that I have in pursuing a music career. I know that adapting is not going to be easy and it's going to be really hard, and I know that a lot of my friends and family are probably going to be worried and want me to rest as much as I can because they already think I do enough. But I am not the person to rest. And I will rest when I need to, but pushing myself a little bit, I'm gonna do that. And that's because I have this dream, and in order to fulfill dreams, sometimes you have to push really hard to make it happen. They don't just come about, and they don't just arrive and then you take that opportunity and then it all works out for you and you don't have to do anything. Although I will say, it kind of feels like that in my case sometimes. It is all working out, which maybe is a sign that I'm supposed to do this and that God wants me to do this. And so I'm not afraid of pushing hard, working hard, with it being in God's will, obviously, to do what it is that He wants me to do and has called me to do. And if that's music, which I feel it is, then I'm going to take that calling and I'm going to do the best I can to go with that. Why do I think it's important too? I don't think it's just important for myself, but I think it's important for others, especially those watching. I think a lot of the time we are sold in the chronic illness community online that once you are ill, that is it. Your life is over. You are now the chronically ill kid or girl or whatever, and that is your calling. You are called to be ill, and that is who you are. Now, that's not exactly what they say, but it is what their content conveys. And I know that when I was first diagnosed and I came across all the content to try and figure out what it was that I was dealing with, that was the message that I was getting. There was very few people out there who were actually showing and proving to me that I can still fulfill my goals and dreams because of the fact that an illness doesn't have to stop you. It does stop you in so many ways, but there are ways to adapt, and I'm choosing to do that. So why do I think this helps others? I think this is an encouragement to those who are newly diagnosed or who may be diagnosed a while ago but are losing hope, who want to still carry out their dreams, that it is still possible. You can carry out your dreams. It may not work out, but is it worth trying? It may be worth trying, and it will be hard. But I want to be the voice of someone who tells those who are struggling with illness that there is more to them than their illness, and they can do things that are so incredible that no one else can do. They have something unique to give. They experience things in a way that a lot of the world don't experience unless they've actually got an illness themselves, and that is something beautiful. I think that in me pursuing my career, I can help others not lose hope in the fact that they don't have to give up on their dreams. I also think this is helpful for people because I feel like my music is something that people can relate to, because it is something that I've been through, something that I've struggled with the entirety of my adult life, and something that so many other people can relate to because they have experienced it as well in their entire life, whether it be chronic illness, mental illness, family struggles, whatever the struggles. I feel like writing music that touches the heart, music that actually speaks to you on a level of what you're going through with your pain, not just the cheesy, corny, 4-chord Christian music that is out there that is so cheap and just there to make a quick buck. I'm not for that. I want to make music that speaks to the heart, and that is why I'm doing this. Hello. I got back from my appointment an hour or so ago, and now I'm just on my way to the grocery store. It doesn't look good, actually. It looks pretty bad. My condition is progressing really badly. I have to see a colorectal surgeon and possibly get another surgery, and we're running out of options. So I think I've had a good cry about it for like an hour or so since like leaving the appointment, getting home. I'm together now. I've pulled myself together because I need to get groceries. I'm not going to film it because I just need this time to myself. But I thought I would update you guys now that I'm a little bit more put together. I still don't feel good emotionally. But hopefully when I see the colorectal surgeon we can figure something out. But anyway, let's go grocery shopping. I mean, not you guys, but me. Bye. It has been a while since I updated you guys. It's been a couple of days. I had a few days to just process everything because obviously everything's just, yeah. It's Good Friday today, so happy Good Friday. By the time you see this, it won't be Good Friday, but because it's Good Friday, I am watching The Chosen. When I was in hospital, I had a really, really lovely roommate who was just a gem, and we got talking, and it turns out she's like the main manager of like, or one of the high up managers of the entire Sydney Royal Easter show. Unfortunately, she ended up stuck in hospital with me. If you're watching this, hello, and thank you so much, because she literally didn't have to do this. But she got me 2 free tickets to go to the Royal Easter show. So my uncle is actually going to pick me up today, and we're going to go to the show tomorrow. I'm probably going to hire a wheelchair just to be a bit more safe and to preserve my energy because I'm still quite weak. I'm getting better today, but yesterday I had a couple of appointments, and walking just to and from appointments ended in a couple of palpitations and whatnot. So I'm taking it easy, taking it slow. Tomorrow I'm gonna go to the show. She gave me like a list of things, like food things that I can have to try, like liquids. There's this like ice cream I want to try. It's called Dole Whip, and I'm gonna check that out. Morning guys, I am at my uncle's house. We're going to the Royal Easter show today, which if you have a look, it's just over here. Do you want to see a cool picture? That's my mum. That's me. So to answer your question, what do you do when life takes a turn? Well, I wish I had the answers, but instead, I'll tell you what I've learnt so far. Whether you live till 80 or your life is shy of 40, life is short regardless. As a Christian, I believe that there is a life beyond this one. However, recently I've been reminded of the importance that this life is also a blessing and a gift given to us by God. Hence why I believe so strongly about living life to the fullest. In this short life, we are given gifts, talents, things that we are able to do very well. In the Gospels, Jesus tells a story all about talents, and that we are to use them, not letting them go to waste. I believe that God has given me a voice and a way of expressing myself through lyrics. This, however, is just one talent, because I believe we are given many. Most of them are hidden within our character, like a zest for life. I guess all I'm trying to say is, if you have a gift, use it, because you never know whose life may be changed by it. Back to the surface, the feeling of all that we were. I don't always think about you till First Avenue.